Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about categorizing numbers, and we're going to do that using school supplies as an example. So I have drawn a pencil, a pen, some notebook paper, and a ruler. All school supplies, right? All of these things that I drew are considered school supplies or office supplies. Some of the items that we drew are for measurement, like this one, and others can take notes. So if I were to draw a little matrix, under school supplies, I've got two different sections, notes and measurement. Under my notes section, paper, pencil, pen, we can take notes with that. And under the measurement section, ruler. In fact, if we just looked at the things in the notes section, so just my paper, my pencil, and my pen, we can break those things down into different categories as well. So on some pieces, we write on them, like the paper. And some of those pieces we write with, like the pencil and the pen. In fact, if we just look at the things that we write with, the pencil and the pen, we can break it down even a little further. Of those two things, some can be erased, the pencil, and others are permanent, the pen. So if I were to take this and write out all the school supplies I had, and we had in this little section here, I wrote all of the things that are permanent, and that would be a pen. And then all of the things that are you can take notes with, which means you can write them. I would include a little pencil in here, right? Because we can write notes with a pencil, and we can also write notes with a pen. So that's why it's encompassed in this larger box. So here's this big box, but inside of the big box is a smaller box with just permanent items. So permanent, erasable, we can write notes with both of them. In fact, we can add our paper on the outside here, because we can also take notes with paper, and we use pencils and pens to write on them, and this section would just be note taking. So can you take notes with a pen? Yes, it's in the note-taking square. Can you take notes with a pencil? Yes, it's within the note-taking squares. Is notebook paper permanent? No, only the pen is permanent. Are pencils permanent? No, only the pen is permanent. But you can take notes with all of it. And then over here on my measurement, that's the ruler noises. Here's my ruler. Can you take notes with a ruler? No, right? That's why the ruler is not in my note-taking section. It's only in the measurement section. But guess what? All four of these things are still school supplies. So it's still under this header of school supplies. You can do the same thing with numbers, and we're always going to be talking about real numbers. So I'm going to draw my big box, real numbers. And within my real numbers, I have two categories. I have rational and I have irrational. Now remember, irrational numbers are those crazy things that never end and never repeat. So we've got pi. We've got like the square root of 17. All these weird things that go on forever and don't repeat. And over here on the rational side, I've got different categories. Within my rational numbers, I have whole numbers, which is something like 1, 3, 15, any whole number. And then right outside of that are integers. Integers are just like whole numbers, but it also includes the negatives. So -1, -3, +5, +11. All of these things are integers. And then outside of integers, we have the rational numbers. And this is where you have your terminating decimals, your repeating decimals, your fractions, anything that can be represented as a ratio. So, can you rewrite a whole number as a ratio? Sure, 3/1. Why not? Can you rewrite an integer as a ratio? Yeah, sure, 5/1. Why not? Even -5/1. Easy, you can still do that. And your rational numbers out here, can you rewrite 1.25 as a ratio? Yeah, look, 1 and 25/100, or 1 and 1/4. So all of these things, all of these numbers are rational, but only some of them are integers, and only some of those are whole numbers. So you need to go and classify different numbers. Whole numbers exist in nature. They're the natural, like counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 18, 976, etc. Integers are whole numbers, and they're negative opposites. -1, 1. -2, 2. -3, 3. And rational can be a ratio or a fraction. Okay. Please try to do the first 10 on the My HRW assignment. If you need to walk through the lesson, you can, but it's not completely necessary if you feel like you have a grasp on it. Try your best. Don't stop until you get 10 correct, and then submit it through Google Classroom. And then go on to ALEKS and do your ALEKS classwork, and then work on your ALEKS topic goal.